Coming up on this episode of Falmouth in Focus, we visit holidays at Highfield Hall and learn about how they're bringing the outdoors in. Celebrate with T-Ticket Elementary School as these students are welcomed back following asbestos remediation. Learn about the companion animal program as they visit residents of Atria and check out the annual Vips Elementary School track meet. All this and much more on this edition of Falmouth in Focus.
Hello and thank you for watching Falmouth in Focus, FCTV's current affairs program. I'm Liz Lerner, the Membership and Outreach Coordinator for FCTV. We start this episode with some happy news for T-Ticket Elementary School students. After almost 3 months, kindergartners through 4th graders were welcomed back home to the T-Ticket school after it was closed for asbestos remediation. On their first day back at their regular location, November 28th, the students gathered in front of the school to hear the principal and school counselor speak. Falmouth Superintendent of Schools, Nancy Taylor, then cut a ceremonial ribbon and welcomed all students and teachers back into the school.
So we wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone who helped, whether it was to give us supplies, materials, whether they loaned their truck or their strong arms and bodies to help move furniture and supplies back into our school.
Boy, did we really learn what community meant in the last couple months. It didn't mean we were all in the same building. It meant we were a group of people who come together for the same reason, to benefit these children, to benefit each other. And we had to do it while we were separated into so many different places. And almost instantly, we decided as a group that we were T-Ticket tough, and it was awesome.
I'm so excited to stand before you and cut this ribbon, open the doors, and bring you home. We're all thrilled that you're back at T-Ticket.
Vips, Falmouth's Volunteers in Public Schools, held their 5th annual elementary school track meet on Saturday, November 19th. Over 350 students in grades K through 4 raced against their same-age peers from other Falmouth elementary schools.
Right from the time the kids walk in the door to sign up and get their wristbands and t-shirts, they are itching to go and get in line, and they just have so much fun seeing the kids from their school, but also seeing friends they've met from other sports events or activities in town from other schools. So it's a little friendly, fun competition for that.
Guys, straight out, let's go.
The runners started the day by doing some warm-up and stretching exercises before the race activities started.
Tell me, what was the favorite part of the run today?
Winning 2 races.
What brought you out here today?
To race.
Yeah? What was the best part?
And I got the 2nd one and the 1st one.
Proceeds from the event support school-based mentoring programs for the students, including the Sports Mentors Program, an offshoot of Project Rise, raising interest and self-esteem.
For this event, it's really a community fun event where we get the families to come out and just have fun. It's really about getting out, being part of the community, and you know, running a race and having fun.
All right, ready to go.
Thank you to FCTV's Bob Fenstermaker for bringing us that piece. You've probably heard that the Falmouth Clippers football team made it to the Super Bowl. They'll play in the Super Bowl Gillette Stadium on Saturday, December 3rd. FCTV's Alan Russell has a recap of their season.
Derek Almeida's 3rd year as head coach for the Falmouth Clippers has been an exciting one. Looking to improve on last year's 8-3 finish, the Clippers seem to dominate the other teams in the Atlantic Coast League, only coming close to losing once this season against Marshfield in a low-scoring game that went to overtime. The Clippers wouldn't face another challenge like that until the 2A semifinals against Marlborough, where the Clippers were once again able to squeak out a victory 27-20. The Clippers now have a chance to win their first ever state championship in football. Only one team stands in their way, and that is the Marblehead Magicians, who are also undefeated this season. Falmouth will look to its star seniors in Nick Coig and Michael LaFrange to carry them to victory in the Super Bowl this weekend.
And it is off to Gillette Stadium for the Super Bowl.
Foxborough, here we come.
Good luck to the Clippers on Saturday. It's time now for 3 Things from Town Hall, FCTV's condensed version of the takeaways from recent municipal meetings. Selections are chosen based on community impact.
Monday night, November 21st, the Selectmen heard an update by Betsy Gladfelter of the Conservation Commission regarding the Coonamessett River Restoration Project.
Good evening. I'd like to really briefly tell you a little bit about the Coonamessett River Restoration and the Coonamessett River Heritage Trail.
Gladfelter presented the history of the Coonamessett River and what steps have been taken over the lengthy period to restore this resource to its natural state. Recently, the restoration efforts have been gaining momentum and supporters. Increasing the fish population to historic levels is one of the main goals of the project. Permitting for the restoration procedures for Phase 1 will be completed by February, according to Gladfelter. Seasonal parking meters in Woods Hole and in Falmouth Heights was also discussed during this meeting. Selectmen deliberated the cost of doing so and ultimately decided not to charge the public for parking in Woods Hole and Falmouth Heights during an off-peak seasonal time frame.
So we have a motion and a second to have 3-hour free parking at the Heights meters starting the Wednesday after Columbus to the Wednesday before Memorial Day. Any further discussion? Any public comment? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? None. The ayes have it. Woods Hole. The Woods Hole's question has been that they have requested that this be about December 2nd until until April 1st, I believe. Any comment from the public on what the request is? Okay.
So moved.
So the motion is to the same 3-hour parking from December 2nd till March 31st.
Second.
The time of the year being a little bit different because it is a different area that we're talking about.
Right.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Any comment from the public? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. The ayes have it.
Tricia Favuli, Falmouth Director of Assessing, gave a brief presentation to the Selectmen charging them with adopting the set of tax rates for the residents and businesses of Falmouth for fiscal year 2017.
At this time, the Department of Revenue is recommending that a town have between 20 and 25% commercial property to carry that shift over so that it's not a burden on the commercial people, and the second homeowners would carry that burden on their personal property tax also. So the Board of Assessors have recommended that the Board of Selectmen vote to establish a different, not to vote that different rate, and to stick with a factor of 1 so that we would all be paying that one single tax rate for the year of fiscal 17.
The Selectmen discussed pros and cons regarding the proposed tax rate changes, but finally voted to accept the Board of Assessors' recommendations and also to reject the residential, commercial, and open space exemption on fiscal year 2017's tax rate.
I'm going to make a motion to go with the Board of Assessors' recommendation of a factor of 1.
Second.
And to reject the exemptions?
Correct. You want me to read the motion?
Yeah.
Motion is, I'm going to move that the town of Falmouth continues to tax all classes at the same rate by adopting a factor of 1 and to reject the residential, commercial, and open space exemption.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 To see the meetings in their entirety, check out FCTV's website and click on the Government Channel 15 link at fctv.org. Let's now take a look at our calendar segment, a brief look at some upcoming local events in the coming weeks. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce Holidays by the Sea is coming right up. The weekend-long celebration begins today, Friday, December 2nd, with the singing of holiday carols at Nopska Lighthouse. Saturday morning is the Jingle Jog 5K and Kids Elf Run along Vineyard Sound. Right after that, Santa arrives by boat at Falmouth Harbor. Midday, Santa arrives at Nopska Lighthouse. Then at night will be the holiday stroll in Falmouth Village and the caroling and lighting of the Village Green at 7 p.m. The weekend ends on Sunday at noon with the annual Christmas parade downtown. On Sunday, December 11th, the West Falmouth Library will have its Winter House Tour and Boutique from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The houses are a variety of historic, remodeled, and newly built in the West Falmouth area. The boutique will be held in the community room in the library. More information can be found at westfalmouthlibrary.org. The Solstice Singers Renaissance Style Ensemble returns to Woods Hole to present Joyfulest Feast on Saturday, December 17th and Sunday, December 18th. Joining the singers are instrumentalists, dancers, and a children's chorus, all in colorful period costumes. In addition to music, drama, poems, and dance will entertain the crowd as well. Both performances begin at 4 p.m. at the Woods Hole Community Hall. Here at FCTV, we're excited to share the details of our annual holiday party and silent auction, which will take place on Tuesday, December 20th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Holiday Inn on Jones Road. Learn more about FCTV and bid on our wide variety of silent auction items. And the Mazer Gallery at FCTV will have a new artist for December. Michael Petrizzo's work entitled Photography is Art will be on display from December 4th to January 5th with an opening reception on Sunday, December 4th from 3 to 5 p.m. Michael is an award-winning photographer who was recently recognized by the Professional Photographers Association of Massachusetts for their photographic excellence in their annual print competition. We're going to take a quick break to learn about an adoptable cat from People for Cats, but when we return, we'll take a tour at Holidays at Highfield Hall, hear from an author whose book made an Oprah must-read list, and learn about the companion animal program. Stay with us.
Abby is a beautiful brown tabby tiger domestic short-hair female. This 5-year-old has a soft tiger-striped coat accented by white on her neck and paws. She also has very expressive big green eyes. Abby is a very friendly, interactive girl who greets everyone who stops by to meet her. She was brought to the shelter along with her housemate Ollie when their previous owner's child developed a severe allergy. Abby is calm, laid back, gentle, and sweet. She would do well in just about any home situation, although she does have a fear of dogs. Ollie is a handsome white with gray tabby markings domestic short-hair male. This big boy is 6 years old, sports a sparkling white coat accented by patches of gray tabby on his head and back. He also has big, beautiful, expressive eyes the color of pale green sea glass. Ollie is very sweet, gentle, and interactive once he gets over a bit of initial shyness. He's also reported to be quite playful. He came to the shelter along with his housemate Abby when their owner's son developed a severe allergy. Both Ollie and Abby have been well-loved kitties and have been well socialized. One or both would make a wonderful addition to just about any family. For more information, visit peopleforcats.org.
Welcome back. Holidays at Highfield Hall has become a much-anticipated tradition in town. This year, the volunteer designers wanted to incorporate the woods that surround the site.
I'm thrilled to welcome you to our holiday celebration, and this year the theme is A Woodland Wonderland. I'm standing now in our gift gallery, which is chock full of handmade items by local and regional artisans. We also are pleased to present again our Any Soldier project room, where you can come and write a letter to a soldier serving overseas. Last year, over 500 letters were written, and we're very honored to have that project here. We also have our International Crush collection that belonged to Bill Hindle on display. It takes over 100 volunteers for us to pull off this 10-day event. The decorating this year is really something special, and I don't think you've seen anything like it before. We had the opportunity to work with regional designer Sandra Cavallo. Sandra's been involved in holidays for the last 2 seasons, but this year she took her decorating team and transformed the entire house.
This year we decided to do Winter in the Woodlands because we wanted to appeal to everyone's imagination. So we brought the BB woods inside. Most of the bark we collected here in the woods, and we built the trees out of, we built the frames out of chicken wire and burlap and Mod Podge, and then we glue gunned the bark onto the tree frame, and we created our woodland winter trees. We decided that we would create a winter wonderland focal point in the dining room this year. We wanted it to feel like we were walking into an intimate little bird's nest, and we decided to make this portico, and local Falmouth resident Jerry Saunders and his daughter Kathy Burnham helped us. They built the portico for us, and then we painted it and we decoupaged it and created a feeling of an old German Christmas card, the vintage cards with the glitter and the pastel colors, and we wanted it to feel like a little birdhouse as we entered. When we were first thinking about this room, we decided that we would invite Sally Maver to bring her work. This is the perfect place for it. We created this area as as sort of a look at all the beautiful wildlife and in their own little worlds, in their own little habitat. We really wanted you to walk through the room and look really hard to see there's so much detail and so many hidden little things, just as it is in the woods in the winter.
Here at Highfield Hall, I created an entertaining section right here at the top of the landing, and then I worked on various other projects in the house, adding greenery and really fresh Christmas ideas. What I'm really excited about is that they're mostly things that you can actually do at home. Well, one of the things that I like to do at Christmas time is bring in fresh greenery, and so we were able to really do that here, and also layer it with all kinds of antiques and things that you might find around your house that you already own. I like to go on a walk in my backyard and find things to decorate the house with. So we set up a really nice, entertaining tablescape, and we used mostly natural things from outside, and then a few flea market finds to make it really special and holiday-like.
So I hope you'll have a moment to come up here to Highfield to see this extraordinary decorating scheme and to get an understanding of what it takes to pull something like this off, and the number of volunteers and actually the dedication and the creativity. So I welcome you to Highfield Hall and Gardens this holiday season.
The last day to view holidays at Highfield will be Sunday, December 4th from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Claire Beams is a former Falmouth Academy teacher who came back to the school recently to discuss her book, We Show What We Have Learned.
It is such a pleasure to present Claire Beams to you tonight. Claire has won numerous distinctions for her work, including prizes from the National Endowment for the Arts and the Bread Loaf Writers Conference. And tonight she will read from her acclaimed new work, We Show What We Have Learned, and Other Stories.
I'm coming here after a couple of weeks of travel for this book that I just wrote. And when people hear that you taught 9th grade English for 6 years, there's sometimes this, not always, but sometimes there's this reaction like, yikes, how was that? And I, of course, can't vouch for what the experience is like elsewhere, but I can say that here the job was one that I felt very, very lucky to do.
We interviewed Claire for a teaching position here. And she beamed, but she beamed both in her radiant personality and in the sparkle of her intellect.
Claire was a remarkable teacher here. She really inspired students to do their best work. She is so deeply talented and so positive and sort of radiant that everybody sort of comes up to a higher level when they're in her class.
Before her disintegration, we had long held an absolute and unwavering contempt for Miss Swenson. She had won that with her uncertainty, which we had sensed in the very first moments of our very first day of 5th grade, the way dogs can smell fear.
I had the incredible pleasure of actually teaching a 9th grade year with Claire Beams. She had 2 of the sections and I had the other, and she introduced me to a whole wonderful new world of modern writers because she had been studying with some of these writers in her graduate program. And at that time I thought, someday we are going to be reading published works of Claire Beams. And of course, as always, I was right.
So I'm still in touch with some of my colleagues from the English department, and so I had mentioned that I was doing a little bit of a book tour for this book, and they invited me to come back and speak. So it's wonderful to be back. I love these people. You would not have seen a difference to look at us, but we had changed, were changing, as our seams learned how to loosen. We were becoming divisible. We would come to understand that in this way Miss Swenson had prepared us. For the future is gated, and there are tolls to be paid. Thank you.
And Claire's book was listed as one of 10 titles to pick up now in Oprah's magazine. Thank you to FCTV's Tony Sedera for the piece. The Companion Animal Program does a lot of great work around the Cape. I had the chance to meet a few of the dogs and their owners at a recent visit to Atria in Falmouth.
So we have a volunteer group called Companion Animals that comes in once a month, and they bring their dogs, and we do a pet therapy program. So the dogs go around and visit the residents, and it's a time for everybody to just enjoy the animals and have fun.
Today we're going to have the greatest visit from service dog for Zador. They're so kind and they come to bring you joy and peace. That's what they do to me anyway. I love that visit.
I'm glad to be able to come here and see your dogs. All the dogs, yeah. I love them all. I love them so much. They're, like little kids.
Chillin is a 9-year-old golden retriever, and she was born to do this work. She is a sweet dog that knows people's feelings, and she'll skip over some people to go to a person that's having a bad day. And she'll spend most of her time with that one person if that person needs her for that day. So I have to tell her to move on. So she's always been a dog that has a sixth sense about reading people. So this work for her is just natural.
I think it's just animals are therapeutic, and so it's just nice to see animals, visit with them. You get to know the animals, and so it's fun to see them come back every month.
We visit both sides of the atria, the assisted living side and then the more independent side. And Chillin has been doing this for 6 years. So we started on the other side, which is the more assisted living side, and we just started visiting the more independent side. So we go and we visit each ward, and we visit mostly in groups. So the dogs come in a big room, and they go to each individual person and spend a little time with them. I love making people happy, and it brings joy to them. And some of them only get our visit every month. So it means a lot to them. So it's just nice to put smiles on people's faces.
I think it's good for all of us. It's good for the doggies to get more love, and it's good for us.
We're always looking for new teams. So if you're looking for something rewarding with your dog.
If you're interested in learning more about the Companion Animal Program, their website is companionanimalprogram.com. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, Troy gives us his take as he visits the Falmouth Theater Guild as they prepare for their next musical.
The story of Falmouth begins at the Falmouth Museums on the Green, home of the Falmouth Historical Society. Founded in 1900, the Falmouth Historical Society is the oldest such organization on Cape Cod. As the repository of Falmouth's past, its mission is to preserve and share the unique history of Falmouth through extensive archives and collections, wide-ranging educational programs, and interpretive exhibits. Located at 55 and 65 Palmer Avenue in historic Falmouth Village, the 2-acre campus overlooks the village green, where members of the colonial militia practiced in the 1700s and sea captains built their homes. Our recently restored 1730 Conant House is the oldest home on the green and features our new 21st century research library and archival space, in addition to expanded exhibit and office space. We look forward to opening the doors to the community very soon. The stately yellow 1790 Dr. Francis Wicks House displays Federal-era furniture, fine art, and textiles. It is also the backdrop to the annual Visit with the Night Watchman, when ghosts from Falmouth's past come alive each Halloween. The Cultural Center, located behind the Hallett Barn Visitor Center, was completed in 2012 and is the venue for our year-round lecture series featuring internationally acclaimed authors, in addition to special events for all ages throughout the season. The Cultural Center is also available for private rentals, including weddings, meetings, and celebrations. Our gardens have been maintained by the Falmouth Garden Club since 1947, and each holiday season the Garden Club transforms the Wicks House for Christmas traditions, offering a glimpse of Falmouth's Christmas past. This year's visitation will run from Saturday and Sunday, December 3rd and 4th and 10th and 11th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Join us for Family Night on Saturday, December 3rd during Holidays by the Sea weekend and enjoy hot cocoa, holiday crafts, gingerbread housemaking, and photos with Santa Claus before the lighting of the village green. Shop local at our holiday pop-up boutique featuring handmade gifts by local artists and artisans on Thursday, December 8th from 5 to 8 p.m. Unwind with a glass of wine while perusing jewelry, apparel, artwork, and other unique offerings. We'll also be featuring items from our Wailing Wives gift shop. Falmouth Historical Society is a 501c3 nonprofit which relies on membership dues, donations, and grants. For more information and to sign up for our e-newsletter, visit www.museumsonthegreen.org. Membership perks include discounted rates to lectures and select programs, reduced rental fee for the Cultural Center, gift shop discounts, and North American Reciprocal Museum benefits, just to name a few. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and be sure to tag us in your photos. Thank you.
Welcome back. Troy visited the Falmouth Theater Guild during a recent dress rehearsal for A White Christmas.
Thanks, Liz. I'm here at the top of the hill on Highfield Drive. And you know, right next door, Highfield Hall, the holiday spirit is beginning to unfold. But here, in what used to be the Beebe's barn, adjacent to the Beebe's old estate, is now Highfield Theater. And of course, the stars are starting to shine here at Highfield Theater as another amazing production of the Falmouth Theater Guild's unfold. This time, and this year, it's Irving Berlin's White Christmas.
I've known the movie ever since I was a little kid, and having a chance to portray this character, which so many people know about and so many people remember the songs, it's quite an honor.
And for you, Jody, you know, you've done many shows here, and this must be an exciting one for you.
Definitely. It's right up my alley. I grew up watching the show as well with my mother, and I'm a huge Rosemary Clooney fan, so being able to fill those big shoes is an honor for sure.
You know, when locals come together in the holiday spirit, it always creates something special.
It's a wonderful community we have, both in Falmouth and here at the Falmouth Theater Guild, and it's great that we all come together, we all create together, play together, and put on great shows.
So true. It's a wonderful, well, actually, it's a wonderful life. That's a good
Oh!
show. But that's true. The sense of community that you get here, unless you've been involved with the show like this, it's hard to really to verbalize it.
Yeah, we're very lucky. This is basically like the family that we get to choose, and it's awesome to be able to come together with these people and create something that the community enjoys.
The family that we get to choose right here on the Kitty Baker stage at Highfield Theater. But we've been sitting here in the audience for a while watching this rehearsal unfold, and actually the two of you work pretty seamlessly together. It's pretty amazing to watch as you talk about the light cues, and you're respectful and caring to one another, and that doesn't always happen. So kudos to both of you. I mean, you're a team, I know, in real life off the stage, and that must help.
It does help. We do have some moments, and just take a deep breath, and we go forward.
What do you think about that? Yes. And
right
that
answer.
is the secret from someone who knows to a healthy marriage. Well, thank you both for what you give, the Christmas gift that you're giving to folks here in Falmouth and beyond.
Thank you, Troy. Thank you so much.
So once again, the amazing folks here at the Falmouth Theater Guild are bringing a production to make us smile and laugh and even cry during the holiday season. And like I said with Joan, this is a gift for all Falmouth residents of all ages. So I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, but it's right here for the next 3 weekends here on the Kitty Baker stage at Falmouth Theater Guild, a gift that we should all receive. I'm Falmouth Enterprise columnist Troy Clarkson, and that's my take. Back to you, Liz.
Thank you, Troy. Here at FCTV, we're always thrilled to see residents use their smartphones to record images around town, just like Troy did, and we want your input too. Become a part of Falmouth in Focus and send us your photos and videos to liz@fctv.org or use the hashtag MyFalmouth and Falmouth in Focus to be featured on the show. Thank you to our most recent contributors. We're going to end this episode like we always do with the sights and sounds from around town. This time we'll take a look at a special fundraiser that took place at the Cape Cod Curling Club. Thank you to FCTV member Sue Zavala for sharing the footage. And thank you for watching this episode of Falmouth in Focus. We'll see you next time.